However, in the midst of this competitive family tree rests one lacking any racing achievements at all. It was tweaked for the racetrack, but when it came time to go to the track was taken away. That Ferrari missing out on its purpose, its calling. It's this, Ferrari's 288 GTO. In 2023, Ferrari raced its new 296 GT3. One of its first races in Europe was at the Nurburgring 24 Hours. Despite being enveloped in a sea of German makes and being an unproven chassis, the Ferrari was pushed hard and yet emerged triumphant, winning in its debut. It's what the car had been designed to do, for it was the successor of Ferrari's 488. It was designed and built for a purpose, and it not only had the opportunity to fulfill that purpose, but it succeeded as well. The 296 GT3 merely picks up on the success of the 488 or the 458 before that, and yet stand back and look at the new Ferrari silhouette and another design, one that didn't get to live out its potential, peeks through. In many ways, the 296 GT3 is merely the latest interpretation, a descendant of a familial line filled with racing legends from the 488 to the 458 to the 430, tracing all the way back to the 250 GTO, the 250 GT, and even the 166 Mille Miglia. However, in the midst of this competitive family tree rests one lacking any racing achievements at all. It was tweaked for the racetrack, but when it came time to go to the track was taken away. That Ferrari missing out on its purpose, its calling. It's this, Ferrari's 288 GTO. Ferrari's road car division in the late 1970s was slumping. Of course, the energy crisis didn't help. But more than that, Enzo Ferrari noted that there seemed to be a loss of the soul of the Ferrari brand within its road car lineup. Ferrari built road cars to fund being able to go racing. Therefore, it was important to reconnect with the soul of the brand. The decision was made to stick with Pininfarina's 308 GTB as the foundation to keep costs down. But whereas the 308 made use of a normally aspirated V8, the Type 114 concept would make use of turbo technology utilized within Ferrari's Formula One team. The addition of twin intercoolers with twin IHI turbochargers meant the 2.8-liter V8 engine could produce in the neighborhood of 400 horsepower. Ferrari had their engine. It just needed the chassis and body to complete the package. Pininfarina's Leonardo Fioravanti built upon his 308 GTB and quickly shifted to treat the design to a high-performance makeover that even included a few cues from Ferrari's last GTO, the famed 250. Fioravanti included a built-in rear spoiler and 3 fender slats that not only advanced the aerodynamic and performance of the car, but they were a design nod to the 250 GTO. But while the Type 114 concept would be based upon the 308 GTB and have little cues from the 250 GTO, the design would quickly come into its own, what with its bulging fenders, wide tail, 4 large driving lights, and pronounced flag-style mirrors. This was to be a race car for the streets. Therefore, the bulging fenders served the purpose of providing the necessary room for wider Goodyear tires. The mid-engine twin turbocharged V8 was mounted low in the chassis to improve stability and handling. The car was longer than the 308, but it was also much wider, all in the effort to raise the overall performance of the car. For the sake of even more performance, the car would be constructed with revolutionary materials. Fiberglass may have been around for a while at this point, but when it came to road cars, only pieces here and there would be made of the composite material. Not so the Type 114. When it was all said and done, the only steel used in the car would be in the construction of the doors. the bodywork would be mostly fiberglass. The hood of the car, however, would be Kevlar. Kevlar and carbon fiber would also be used to construct the roof. All of these composite materials would form around a tubular aluminum chassis. The result was a light but stiff chassis that could deliver its power to the road. It would be given the name 288 GTO. 28 stood for the 2.8-liter engine, and the final 8 represented the number of cylinders. And though the 288 GTO was bigger than the 308 in every measurable way, it was more than 250 pounds lighter. Combined with the power, the 288 had a 0 to 60 time of 5 seconds and could reach speeds in excess of 185 miles per hour. The 288 GTO seemed ideally suited to the FIA's Class B regulations. Even though production of the 288 GTO began in 1984, the car would be too late to take part in any Class B events before the series was ended. Dressed up with seemingly nowhere to go, the 288 GTO would be anything but undesirable. Groundbreaking in its construction, a true supercar in every meaningful definition, the 288 GTO was highly sought after. Of course, it helped that the 288 GTO was the first Ferrari GTO in 20 years. Only finished in Rosso Corsa, and with just 272 produced, the GTO is an ultra-rare Ferrari that has a deserving place within the brand's family tree. The 296 GT3 has had its opportunity to realize its purpose, and has been successful while doing so. The 296 GT3 is the successor of the 488, and is not a direct bloodline relative of the 288. But there's that silhouette, those perhaps subconscious cues of the 288 GTO, only tweaked in a 21st century design. But whether conscious or not, it's nice to think that the 296, with its resemblance to the 288, is carrying the GTO into battle, where it was intended to go. So, in some ways, it too can finally realize its purpose.
If you enjoyed this video, please comment, like, and subscribe. Please visit the links in the description below to check out more information, such as any images, videos, or music used to make this video. Also, remember to go and check out conceptcars.com.